Firstly, thank you so much for joining us here today. We heard from, Zachary's opening remarks. There's obviously a lot of economic uncertainty at the moment, and yet Dubai has still seen substantial growth of late. Can you talk us through some of the drivers for that growth?
So first of all, good morning, everyone, and for those of you visiting, welcome to Dubai. So an interesting question, and I think we've definitely seen since the end of 2019 a lot of economic uncertainty, first with the pandemic and then with all the other sort of economic shocks that the world has seen. In Dubai, we're definitely not immune to these, and I think that's the starting point. We've definitely seen, as many countries and regions across the world have potentially become more inward-looking and, to a certain extent, less global. Dubai has definitely gone the other way, and as a global city, and really with a global outlook, anything that happens in the world affects us, and we realized that relatively early on. And I think the investment here in both hard and especially soft infrastructure over the last 30, 40 years, along with the government's very agile approach to decision-making. And one thing we learned from COVID is that no politics definitely makes for faster decision-making growth. So what Dubai has been able to do so far is to really maneuver and change course as the economy dictates, as the global economy dictates. And that doesn't mean that we don't feel the negative headwinds. It just means that we're able to potentially deal with them quicker than others and move through them at a better pace. Now, the result has been, the economy has continued to grow. The economy has also continued to diversify. I mean, for those of you who are new to Dubai, over 97% of our economy is non-oil related. Which means that we're already very diversified. But I think what we're seeing is a strengthening of Dubai as a global supply chain hub. We pride ourselves on our ports and our investments in DP World and how that really connects the world. We've seen as that topic and as the whole world has looked towards that area as a big challenge, Dubai has definitely shone through. Similar in terms of financial hub, we've seen as well, as mentioned earlier in the speech, that many hedge fund managers and others have moved to Dubai. I think it's been interesting because as well as the capital, as well as the goods, the supply, where we've seen a great deal of progress, and I think the one thing which I would say has really pushed Dubai through these challenges is the ability to attract talent. And when people have, for example, talking to the financial sector today, when people from the financial sector moved to Dubai and realized it was a great time zone and they could easily cover both Asian and European markets, it wasn't something we were marketing. But it's something that just so happened to work out well, and that amongst the city being a great place to live and work has really created the level of momentum that we're seeing week on week, month on month, more talent moving here across industry sectors. So tourism as well, definitely plays a role in the economy. Whilst I would say tourism numbers are not quite at the level of pre-COVID. The economic impact of tourism, so how long tourists stay here, and if you like, one measure we look at is the number of occupied rooms. So the room nights is much higher than pre-COVID, and that's really a testament to everything that's been done, the overall economic activity, because a lot of it's business, and obviously the success we had of Expo. And all the other events like this one coming to Dubai.
So thank you so much. That was a fabulous overview. I want to dive a little bit deeper. You're talking about the capital markets, and one area where Dubai has really shown growth, where the rest of the world is sort of pulling back, is the IPO market. Can you talk us through some of the sort of progress that's been happening there and why you've been managed to attract great companies to launch?
In terms of the capital markets, I would say there's probably three main reasons that we're seeing great growth. I mean, obviously, it's the economic cycle here in the region is strong, and that one I've already maybe people know about. But specifically when it comes to the markets itself, a lot has been done over the last few years, really, to make sure that the governance side of the market really is top notch. Independent watchdogs, everything else. The second thing is that we have a number of great companies in the region, and really those companies are mature, have very good cash flow, and have kind of been waiting for the opportunity to really come onto the capital markets. And we see the timing just worked out well. We started with government-owned entities, and now we're moving towards more the private sector. There are many entities here that have a regional presence. So we see entities that have a presence in Dubai, but also a presence in the much wider region: Africa, CIS, Turkey, India, and all over. Those entities are operating in economies with solid growth rates, especially in Dubai in today's context. Many of them have also adopted a very strong ESG agenda. With the 2050 commitment of the UAE to carbon neutral, and many of the countries and governments in the region, looking at similar things. So we definitely see a very healthy pipeline, and that pipeline is also reflected in other regional markets as well. So overall, the buoyancy has led to definitely a renewed interest in the markets, a renewed interest from founders and entrepreneurs, but also a renewed interest from international capital, which is coming into these IPOs. And the IPOs in the region, pre-leverage, you're looking at 20, 30, 40, 50 times oversubscription, and then when you bring into the retail side and all the leverage, it gets even higher. So we're very positive about the outlook, and we're very positive about the pipeline going forward. And I think even just now in the having a quick chat with one of the people here, their company that also operates in the region looks like another ripe one for IPO here. So we like to continuously add companies to the list. So we're very, very bullish about it.
Fabulous. And we just have a couple of minutes left. So one final question. You mentioned ESG. We've obviously just had COP27 in Egypt, COP28 being hosted by the UAE next year. What else is next for Dubai and the UAE? What's on the horizon?
Well, we're super excited about COP28. We're using the Expo site, which has been tried and tested over the 6 months of Expo, and it's continued to grow as a destination. With COP28, we do see it as an opportune time for the UAE. We've shown in the past that we're with the relationships we have with countries across the world, we're able to bring people together. And on this important topic, us who sit at the sort of organizing committee, I think the one thing I've seen about this is that every single person who's involved is super passionate about it. It's beyond part of the job. And the file moves to the UAE with the event, which means that the UAE is leading this file from the beginning of the event for a year. And we really hope one, from an international perspective, given all the challenges around the file of late, with the difficulties in Europe and everything else, we hope that it can get back on track with COP28. We also really are looking forward to it being an accelerator for the UAE to really accelerate plans and in this area. With regards to what else, we're lucky enough here to have a lot of exciting events, and we are seeing, especially in certain areas of the economy, like, for example, manufacturing, given the somewhat clean energy here with solar and gas, and given the logistics supply chain, and a few other sectors where we're seeing really strong growth and strong events developing around it. But also, as with Dubai, with our 2040 master plan and with everything else going on, you'll continue to see big announcements coming in the coming months and years.
Thank you for that sneak preview. And as someone who's lived in the region for almost 15 years, certainly the pace of change has been amazing. So thank you so much for sharing your thoughts today and giving us a bit more of an overview. Ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellency Helal Al Marri.
Thank you very much.